Absolutely. So the thing is, I would say more than hydrogen, we need to focus on what is the use of hydrogen. And hydrogen itself is not a newer market, right? We have been utilizing gray hydrogen for a number of years. And that gray hydrogen concept has been whether it is being made over the fence model, like you make the hydrogen where it is being utilized, because hydrogen is one of the most, I would say, one of the lightest molecule on this earth. So transportation kills any hydrogen project. The other example is if you have a hydrogen pipeline, right? And then you can transport it to make something, whether you are sending it for hydrotreating the crude oil, whether you are trying to make any ammonia, methanol, urea, or something else. So for scaling up these kind of system, I would say hydrogen is like salt in the kitchen. You know, when you make salt, it has its own value, but when you make a good recipe with that kind of salt, it has a much better value. So, for example, if you are making e-methanol from a green hydrogen, then that is gonna make the case, business case much stronger than the green hydrogen project itself. So when you talk about scaling up these kind of projects, we need to have offtake agreements, first of all, for these molecules, whether it is green ammonia or e-methanol. And we see a lot of demand out there. People say that demand is not there. I would say not, that's not true. If you are offering the molecule at the right price, there is demand. We are building our own 5 e-methanol projects in India, and there is demand. The second thing is you have to have the right subsidies, right government support all over the world, whether it is Europe, US, Asia, or Australia, because these projects are dependent on the renewable power. And we all understand renewable power can make or break this kind of e-fuel or green hydrogen project, right? So we need to have subsidies to make this energy transition a little easier. People say that why to give subsidies to green hydrogen or blue hydrogen and all that. I would say all these oil and gas companies, all these oil and gas businesses have been enjoying the subsidies for a long, long time. All the EVs have been enjoying the subsidies because other than that, you cannot make this transition. And that is the demand of the hour, that you give these subsidies to support this energy transition. And 10 years later, we might not need any kind of subsidy once we have transition into green hydrogen market. So for scaling up, I would say first of all, we need to have the right kind of projects, whether it is e-fuels or something else. And then the subsidies have to be right, whether it is Asia, Africa, Middle East, America, or Europe, right? To me, these projects can go forward as long as they have the right business model. As long as their IRR is above 15%, people will put the money. Otherwise, scaling up these kind of project would be really hard. I mean, like, I think we all understand nobody want to invest in a project where the IRR is less than 10%. And that is our goal as Splitwaters. Whatever project we take, we think from the client perspective that okay, are is it making sense for them, are they really convinced about this project, and we help our clients with the development of the projects, finding the right site and finding the right offtake. We help them because again we have the connections and we want to see these projects going FID rather than just announcements.